Hey guys, Gus here, and I just want to talk to you a little bit before the video about something called Miniswap 2014, which is being run over on a forum called the Shellcase, which you've probably heard of. And what it is essentially a swap program between anybody that can paint to a standard above tabletop levels to sort of display standard painters. And the way it works is you simply post off your miniature to somebody else, they post something to you of equal, sort of size of a squad or a single miniature, and you paint it for each other and then you send it back. It's a very unique idea, it's very interesting, and it's a concept that's been around since Salute in 2012 and it's been quite successful up until now. You've got until the 31st of March to enter the program, and I'll put a link into the description below, so if you're interested you can go have a look and you can do that. And yeah guys, it's well worth taking part. It's a good little project, so I'd highly recommend it. Hey guys, Gus here, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on swamp bases. And as well as being a standalone tutorial, this is actually a bit of a follow-on from the Warriors of Chaos Part 1, which I've actually been a bit naughty with and already done his base. And it looks something like that. So it's a very simple base, it's very effective, and hopefully today I can show you how to achieve this simple effective base. It works for display, it works for gaming in my opinion. And let's crack on and go through the list of paints and kit that you need. So as you can see in front of you, the paints that I'm using then is Scurvy Green, Earth, Khaki, Gloss Varnish, all from Vallejo Game Color. This is Trader Green from P3, some Sterling Mud textured paint from Games Workshop, a round lip base, just because I found that they're easier to use due to the internal lip. So this is some Foliage Green that you can get from most model railway stores. Some coloured lichen, again you can get from most railway stores. These are little false leaves, which you can get from most railway stores as well. I found them very effective, and you never run out of this stuff. I mean, you get loads. Then I'm using a range of various Army Painter tufts. I've got the Swamp Tuft here, I've got Jungle Tuft, and I've also got a little yellow and white flower pack, as you can see. Hey guys, so just starting off with a colour called Scurvy Green, which is actually one of my favourite colours in the Vallejo Game Colour range. All we're doing is adding quite a bit of water to the Scurvy Green and making a glaze, and that is to say that I'm not using any glaze medium whatsoever, because Vallejo Game Colour works very well with just water, and it's great for that. So adding just water, and as before, if you haven't seen my glazes, you can go ahead and watch the glaze video, or just emulate what I'm doing here, and it's literally dragging the paint to where it needs to be. Then I'm going to take some Game Colour Earth and do sort of a heavy dry brush over the textured paint that's already been put down on the base, and this is just to establish a nice, good, solid sort of colour on the actual base, the first dry brush. The second dry brush then is going to be Khaki, which is simply a bit lighter, and this is going to be a very, very light dry brush, just to bring out the most prominent areas on the textured paint. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply another glaze of the Scurvy Green, so again a bit more water, except this time make it a little bit thicker, a little bit more pigmented, and simply drag it further in towards the actual edge of the little shoreline that you're trying to create. So what I'm going to do then is take some PVA glue. This is just normal PVA glue you can get from anywhere, and then use some Swamp Tuft from the Army Painter range, and making sure with the tuft, of course, that you pick a piece that fits well to the little shoreline and the round area of the base. It doesn't want to seem too out of place. Then I'm going to take some Jungle Tuft and apply that again. You can mix it up with this. You can go wherever you want, and the busier the better. It's a swamp, lots of things grow in a swamp, the busier the better. Then I'm going to take some flowers. I'm going to apply a little bit of the yellow flower to start off with, and also actually towards the end just a tiny bit of the white flowers, just to add a dash of contrast onto the base. So again, making sure that you're picking a piece of tuft that fits in nicely with the base. It doesn't need to, it mustn't overhang the lip where the shore is too much, and it mustn't collide, so to speak, with the other tufts you've already put down. It's relatively easy to do. So I'm going to go into my third glaze now of the Scurvy Green, continuing in the same fashion, which is to say that it's going to be more pigmented with a little bit less water, and again just dragging it in right towards the edges. So now what I'm going to do is take some of the Model Railroad Scenics, the fake leaves, And then I'm just going to take a paintbrush because I didn't have tweezers on hand, and this works fine because, of course, PVA glue dries clear, so it doesn't really matter if you get PVA glue, all around the area where you're applying the leaves to. It's not really an issue. In fact, it'll probably make it, the adherence stronger and keep the leaves on there. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is just apply these around the sort of the blank spots on the actual base. So anywhere that I think would look appropriate, and also any areas where the dirt is actually showing underneath. I'm just going to put down some of these leaves, and these leaves are great. A bag of these will last you like years. I mean, I've had these for like 4 or 5 years, and I'm not nearly anywhere close to running out, and they're great. They look awesome. They add a dash of color, some really interesting texture to the base, and really you could go nuts with these things. You could put them everywhere, among the grass tufts, whatever. But for the purposes of this tutorial, it's just going to be on the little blank bits, just to add a dash of color and texture. So I'm going to come back and apply my fourth glaze of the scurvy green, and this is really, as I'm doing in the tutorial, is carrying on in the sort of interim periods in between doing stuff. I'll keep on applying glazes just to get the color nice and strong, and in this way you can do the bases fairly quickly. So now I'm going to take some colored lichen. I'm going to take a bit of the lighter color, sort of the cream colored one. You can take whatever color you want, doesn't really matter. I just chose this color for this tutorial. And then a bit of PVA glue onto the base, and make sure that when you're pulling it apart, you create sort of a little small bush or tree kind of thing with a central stem. Oh, just dropped it there. And a bit of PVA glue, and you just push it down in between the tufts or wherever you want it, and it will, the PVA glue will set and it'll be fine. So again, I'm going to go back with the scurvy green, and same fashion as before, bit more pigment, bit less water, and really going to increase that color quite drastically now. So now I'm taking some of the Bushnells, the Railway Scenics Bushnells, and these have sort of like a fiber in between them that holds them together. So I'm just going to break it apart with my fingers now to get the actual small little particles of the green Bushnells to fall down. Then I'm actually going to mix it in with the gloss varnish, and this is going to create sort of like that algae kind of effect that grows in the water. So I'm going to mix it all together. I'm then going to apply it to the base. I'm just going to make sure it gets worked into position like it did there. It's very easy to do, and then take gloss varnish and just put it all over where the water needs to be. And in this way, it creates a gloss effect on the actual moss and the lichen to make it look like it's growing in the water, which I think looks very effective. Bit of gloss, and there we go. So very easy to do, guys. Very simple, very effective, and this is the base finished. It's that easy, and I think that it looks good. You can put some Traitor Green around the outside of the base if you so wish. It's up to you. I think it looks very effective, as you can see here on the Chaos Warrior. So yeah, very simple, very effective, nice busy base, swamp tufts, how to make a swamp base. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys, and take care.